Tonight on CTV News at 6. The problems just keep piling up.
Is there work? That's what I would like to understand.
The cost to repair the arena in Elliot Lake is going up. Moving forward,
it's a critical stepping stone into ensuring we have full accreditation. The 10-year recognition allows us to continue our development.
The Shingwak Teaching Lodge in the Sioux is one step closer to becoming an accredited post-secondary institution. And money for AI and innovation.
It also sends a message to entrepreneurs to come and move to Northern Ontario because we have that ecosystem to support you.
NorCat in Sudbury is getting more than $1 million from the federal government.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us on this Tuesday, August 26th. More frustration surrounding Elliot Lake's arena as the cost for repairs nearly doubles. Council was informed last night that an additional $11.6 million will be needed above and beyond the $12 million already estimated. According to a report presented by the architectural firm working on the upgrades, the 70-year-old building will need things like a sprinkler system and new emergency exits to bring it up to code. The project had been delayed by issues with the foundation, which were recently addressed. The newest setbacks had council asking when the arena could be reopened.
People in our community want to get on the ice. I would like to understand, what does it mean for us to get on the ice as fast as possible? What do we have to bypass? Is there work? That's what I would like to understand, and I think a lot of people in this room are frustrated looking at their body language, and I think a lot of these people want the same answer. What do we need to do to get on the ice?
I think that's a good scope of work for the design team and staff to go through and model financially, model in terms of scope of work, model in terms of scheduling, and model in terms of community use and impact so that we can come back and give you some good information.
Mayor Wanan asked for a guarantee that the ice be ready for fall 2026 and next year's skating season. Both the architect and staff feel that timeline gave them time to review the scope of work and financing needed to complete it. An Indigenous educational institute in Sault Ste. Marie has passed a significant hurdle on its way to granting its own degrees. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
An Anishinaabe-led school in Sault Ste. Marie has received a 10-year approval from the Indigenous Advanced Education Skills Council.
With the organizational review and the successful accreditation, it recognizes Shingwak Kanamagigimik as an Indigenous institute capable and qualified to deliver its own programming under its own credentials.
Wabeno McKay states that Shingwak Kinumagimig follows in the footsteps of its namesake, Chief Shingwak, who envisioned a place for Indigenous people to learn modern teachings mixed with traditional values. The Educational Institute currently partners with Algoma University and Canadore College for bachelor's degrees and diplomas, while also offering a number of its own micro-credentials. The recent approval is especially impressive, says Wabeno McKay, because of the higher standards compared to the province.
So under the provincial quality assurance standards, there are 6 standards that Ontario colleges and universities have to demonstrate they've met. Under the IS process, we've had to demonstrate how we're meeting 25 standards in areas that include the corporate side of the house as well as our organizational review, which includes our operations and programming.
The SKG president says passing this approval process bodes well for the organization's future plans.
It's a critical stepping stone into ensuring we have full accreditation. The 10-year recognition allows us to continue our development and expand our programming, while at the same time ensuring that we have a quality assurance mechanism that ensures that we continue on with this accreditation trajectory in the years to come.
The recent accreditation expands the type of courses Shingwak Kinumagimig can offer under their own name. SKG officials will soon be submitting new courses to the council for approval. They hope to hear back by the spring, and if approved, roll out these programs by the fall of 2027. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Construction on a new housing development in Elliot Lake is about to begin, and as CTV's Angela Gemmell reports, the space is meant for urban members from the nearby First Nation.
Partners got the ball rolling on groundbreaking before crews continue with the construction work on new townhouses.
We recognize that there is a large Indigenous population here. At least 10% of Elliot Lake is Indigenous. And with that, we understand that they have a large housing list here as well. So any way that we can alleviate and help this community grow. 22 townhouse units will be built for off-reserve housing opportunities for Serpent River First Nation. The First Nation purchased the 1.24 hectares of land where the Dieppe Plaza once was. Over the last 3 years, we've done our own development within the First Nation. We've run out of infrastructure. So we don't have the capacity anymore to add on to our water line system. So here in a municipality, they have all the hookups that we need.
It's been important for our council to, further our relations with our neighbors. And I think with Serpent River, we've done that with open hearts and honesty, to be honest.
The housing will be similar to a larger development the First Nation is working to construct in Sault Ste. Marie. With a mix of affordable and market housing available for rent, each townhouse will have 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, and a single-bay garage.
Now that the initial planning process is completed with the engineering department and permitting is underway, groundwork will commence over the next week or so. We'll see townhouses starting to be constructed by mid-October.
The first of the units will be available for First Nation members to rent by early next year. The entire project is slated for completion by the fall of 2026. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Elliot Lake.
A 41-year-old has been charged after driving a vehicle into Lake Nipissing. Provincial police were called to Pierre Road at Lake Nipissing, just south of Sturgeon Falls, where they found a man unconscious on the ground near a vehicle that had entered the water. Police attempted to wake him, and the 41-year-old assaulted the officer. For more on this and all of our stories, visit our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. Now to the weather and the slight cool down. Will that trend continue? To tell us more, here's CTV's Rick Wyman.
It's an abrupt change to what we experienced over the course of the weekend, Tony, with that higher humidity, of course, and the rainfall and the persistent rain and some cooler weather not only yesterday but today. Yes, it was rather cool, but not cold, and it will warm up. Just give it a couple of days. It looks like we're in for some nice weather come the Labor Day weekend. Here's the system that's moving through the province. We should get some showers by Thursday, depending on where you live, and then it'll clear up. We'll go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Some details a little bit later on, but up next, we've got to look at our current temperatures right across the Northeast, better than last night. Back to you.
Thanks, Rick. Just before the school year starts, an annual food drive will happen in North Bay to fill a fire truck. This Thursday from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Visit the Metro on Lakeshore Drive in North Bay to help the local food bank and its back-to-school food drive. At this time of year, the food bank is going to distribute kids' school packs, ensuring children have access to healthy lunches. It provides skilled labor training for the mining sector and other industries. Still to come on CTV News at 6. NORCAT is receiving $1 million to help regional businesses with AI and innovation. Right now, though, there's a live webcam look at South River, south of North Bay. This is from Northern Creations. It's 17 degrees in South River. We'll return in just a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The federal government made an announcement today at NORCAT in Sudbury, more than $1 million to help regional businesses. CTV's Madison Merrier tells us more.
Vivian Lapointe made a $1 million announcement on behalf of FedNor earmarked for 2 NORCAT initiatives in Sudbury.
Increasingly, we know that in the economy, investments in technology and in innovation is a really growing important part of the economy. And so it is very important that as a government that we look to grow and expand this part of our economy.
Out of the $1 million, $700,000 will go towards NORCAT's Regional Artificial Intelligence Initiative, and the remaining $350,000 will be going towards the Innovation Acceleration Program.
This program will provide local SMEs with up to $20,000, and this can be used to purchase equipment, the infrastructure, third-party services, anything needed so that these companies can compete and adopt AI or build AI applications here locally.
It also sends a message to entrepreneurs to come and move to Northern Ontario because we have that ecosystem to support you. And that's why investments in innovation centers like NORCAT are so important.
The advancements of AI have sparked debates over job security, but Skiffington believes that in the mining sector, AI offers opportunities for career growth.
Part of the program for RAII is providing funding to ensure that these employees can get upskilled so they can go to specific programs, universities, and take some programming to enhance their AI skills.
LaPointe says the funding will boost small to medium-sized enterprises in the north, in mining and technology sectors. The hope is to bring more startups to Sudbury and create more jobs in the ever-evolving industry. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
A heads up to pool users in Timiskaming Shores. The waterfront pool in New Liskeard is closed. The city posted yesterday on social media to let residents know about annual maintenance closure. The pool will reopen on September 2nd, but the gym at the facility will remain open this week. Meanwhile, the city's fire ban has been lifted along with the ban in Harris Township east of Timiskaming Shores. Although open-air fires are okay, the fire department is still urging caution when burning. It adds burning permits are still required for any open-air burning, but not between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. A responsible person 18 years of age or older must be present at all times. Construction has paused on what would become the largest service dog training center in Canada. Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides is facing a $20 million shortfall. The school is set to train 7 kinds of specialized support dogs, including vision, hearing, and seizure response. The foundation has started a $5 million fundraising campaign and is petitioning the government for support.
Getting this urgent funding for our project, it means not only could our construction be project and the building not be completed, but it's also putting the future of our training programs at risk and the independence that that brings for Canadians who are matched with a dog guide.
The foundation says it has 1,000 dogs trained through the program, helping people today, but demand is very high and people who need them can wait a long time for a service dog. The foundation says once this school is built, it will be able to pair many more Canadians with a guide dog. Back now for a check on your current conditions. Here's Rick.
Much better night across the northeast compared to last night, Tony. A lot of areas you'll recall certainly experienced rainfall this hour. Let's take a look at our forecast radar and a system that's coming in. A little bit of rain by Thursday. That'll quickly move out, and then we get on with the weekend. Some sun and cloud and some warmer temperatures. Let's have a look at our temperatures this hour. Mainly sunny in Moosonee, Cochrane, partly cloudy. Mostly cloudy in Timmins this hour, mainly sunny in Kapuskasing as well, but nicer temperatures than last night. Mainly sunny in Chapleau, Wawa sunshine, Sault Ste. Marie sunshine as well. Meanwhile in Parry Sound, some overcast skies and 17 degrees. And in North Bay, 17, sun and cloud. Timiskaming Shores, overcast. Kirkland Lake, some sun and cloud at 16. Sudbury Nickel Belt, mainly sunny right now. We had a lot of cloud cover earlier today, 19, 20 in Espanola, 18 in Elliot Lake, and Gore Bay at 19. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with our 7-day forecast and pick of the day. But first, let's throw things over to Caitlin over at Health Sciences North and more on the 50-50 draw coming up.
Hi, I'm Caitlin from Pure Country 91.7, and I'm here today at the Health Sciences North Foundation with Shane Gordon. So tell me, how did HSN 50-50 start?
Well, it's interesting. It kind of was born out of a way for us to raise funds during the pandemic. So back in June 2020, we launched the first HSN 50/50, and here we are from there. $60 million in tickets sold since, and over $30 million in prizes given away.
That is incredible. So what does the HSN 50/50 support at Health Sciences North?
Well, it supports three main things. It supports priority equipment purchases, so like the highest need equipment here at the hospital. It supports research, so things that happen over at the HSNRI on Walford Road, and also the future healthcare needs of northeastern Ontario. So thinking about what people are going to be experiencing in the future and preparing ourselves for those situations and making HSN the best place it can be for when that happens.
That's incredible. So how can people buy HSN 50/50 tickets?
There's so many ways. The first way, the key way, hsn5050.ca. There you can buy your tickets normal. You can become a member, so your tickets are purchased automatically at the beginning of every month. And of course, there's 24 convenience store locations through Greater Sudbury where you can buy your tickets too.
Okay, amazing. So tell us, when is the draw, and what's the draw currently at?
So the draw is currently just short of $400,000. That's the prize, the take home. People actually are going to get $400,000. Wow. And the deadline is coming up. It's Thursday, and the draw is on Friday.
So what's it like talking to the winners and then the impact it has on the other end of things?
It's really exciting, truly like a standout part of my job. It's a 50/50 in the truest sense of the word. So you get 50%, you get to call somebody and become best friends with them basically immediately. Yeah. Tell them they've won a life-changing prize. And then the other side of things too, it's a win on the other side, because at the end of the day, it's helping healthcare here in northeastern Ontario and Sudbury, and it's just making a huge difference in how people are going to live their lives now and down the road.
Amazing. So if you want to get your tickets, you got to head to hsn5050.ca.
Thanks for that, Caitlin. Will Germany or South Korea win the Canadian contract? Next on CTV News at 6. Canada is narrowing its options for new submarines between two countries. And a woman who fled the war in Ukraine is trying to keep her family secure. Carney was busy on the international stage today, committing to extending Canada's NATO mission in Latvia for 3 years and pursuing new economic and military cooperation with Europe. As CTV's Abigail Beeman tells us, the Prime Minister is also looking to make a big purchase.
What class of submarines? Prime Minister Mark Carney tours a shipyard. The German-Norwegian consortium TKMS is pitching Canada to buy its submarines.
Our subs are quieter than Canadian Snowfall, but tougher than a player in the Stanley Cup final.
In Berlin, the government announced it's narrowed its search for up to 12 new submarines to two companies, this one and South Korea's Hanwha.
It's not about buying the big shiny object from the showroom floor. It's about how you are going to sustain that capability over what will probably end up being 30 to 40 years.
Canada's submarine fleet is so old it will be decommissioned by 2035. Senior government officials describe the situation as having some urgency.
We need to be able to have year-round fleets in all three coasts under quite demanding conditions. So that's how the field narrows quite quickly.
In addition to tricky technical requirements, the government wants a purchase as massive as this one to have an equal investment in Canada.
Really positive indication with this announcement today, which is atypical for the way Canada's generally approached big procurements, and based on a project budget that could get into like $100 billion range. This could end up being the single most expensive and largest defense acquisition that we've ever undertaken.
TKMS's CEO said they were open to building in Canada, which would be a first.
The customer is always right? So if they want or demand for special, let's say, reasons to build them in Canada, we would also be able for that.
Wednesday, the Prime Minister will meet Canadian troops here in Latvia. Tonight, he announced he will extend the NATO mission Canada leads here by another 3 years. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Riga.
Volodymyr Zelensky met with Britain's Chief of Defense Staff today, afterwards saying on social media they must intensify their work. U.S. President Donald Trump said yesterday he has not discussed specific security guarantees for Ukraine, but reaffirmed the U.S.'s commitment to support the country. The potential security guarantees for Ukraine represent a major obstacle to ending the war. 3.5 years after fleeing the war in Ukraine, a Winnipeg mother is fighting to keep her family secure, both here and back home. As CTV's Harrison Shin shows us, getting here was just the start of the journey.
Just try my best to survive.
Victoria Zamorska fled the war in Ukraine 3 years ago with her family. But her parents are still in Ukraine. She calls her parents every morning to check in, but says the connection doesn't always go through.
It makes me feel so horrible. When you close your eyes and feel your parents can be alive, it's just what you can feel in this moment.
She's working 2 jobs, more than 50 hours a week, to support her family.
A lot of hours with the 2 kids, and just try my best to survive. It's enough to pay my bills. Thanks God.
Her husband was an ER doctor in Ukraine. Here in Canada, he's helping with the wildfire efforts in the north after completing a paramedics course.
Sometimes firefighters, they come back to the place where they live, not in a very good condition. Sometimes their legs are even broke.
But even during his 12-hour shifts, he's not giving up on becoming a doctor again.
It's not easy. You know, it's very expensive ones. So you need to really save some money to even do them. He's trying his best to support the family and study at the same time.
Zamorska is not alone. Joel Ludanovsky, president of Ukrainian-Canadian Congress in Manitoba, says our province has welcomed over 30,000 refugees.
Some people have to do 2 and 3 jobs, yes, because they're not getting full-time jobs. So now they have to pick up whatever they can.
Despite the challenges she's facing, Zamorska has a message to her fellow Ukrainians.
Stay strong, believe in yourself, just be happy.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
There's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Weekend's coming up, Tony, and of course we've got a little bit of rain in the forecast before we hit the nice weather and even some warmer weather coming up by holiday Monday. Forecast radar. Let's take a look at a system that's moving in. That's just before lunchtime tomorrow, and of course it'll affect us by right through the afternoon and early evening, and of course heading into Thursday before we get rid of the rain, and then we can look at some nice temperatures and warmer temperatures by Sunday and Monday. Overnight, a few clouds in Greater Sudbury and the Sioux, clear. Timmins clearing, Timiskaming Shores clearing, in North Bay, chance of showers. It might rain overnight with a low of 6. Moosonee, a few clouds at 11. Caphurst clear, Wawa clear, Gore Bay clear, and chance of showers in Parry Sound, so it might rain. And a low of 9. 7-day numbers, here we go. Sudbury Nickel Belt, mainly sunny tomorrow, nice day at 20. Then it might rain on Thursday, 17 your high. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you do the math, 20, 21, 22. Then 27 by next Tuesday, mostly cloudy that day. How about the Sioux and Algoma? Risk of a thunderstorm, showers for tomorrow, good bet there. Only 30% chance on Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, here we go. 19, 22, and 23, then up to 25 in a week's time. Next Tuesday, above normal, which is about 21. Timmins Cochrane Campus Casing, showers for tomorrow. Sorry about that. 18 your high, chance of showers on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Pretty well a copy and paste forecast for all 4 days. I hope it doesn't change courtesy of Environment Canada. 18, 20, 22, then 27 next Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, sunshine tomorrow 21, chance of showers. It might rain on Thursday, Friday. Sun and cloud at 18. We've got cloud cover Saturday, Sunday, Monday, sun and cloud 20, 22, then 27 by next Tuesday. And of course, in North Bay, West Nipissing, sunshine tomorrow 21. Good chance of rain on Thursday at 60%. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we've got sun and cloud 20, 21, and 26 by next Tuesday. So the long weekend right now is looking awfully good. We hope that that trend continues, courtesy of Environment Canada. Time now for the pick of the day. Let's have a look. This is Gerald and Cheryl Armstrong, their submission. The sunset, west end of Sault Ste. Marie, they love it. They certainly hope that you do as well. Thank you so much, Gerald and Cheryl. That's a cooperative effort in Sault Ste. Marie this evening. Hey, stick around. Caitlin will have more from Health Sciences North on the HSN 50/50 draw coming up.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and today we're hanging out at Health Sciences North in the Simulation Lab. with talking to Alex Wood. So tell us, what is the simulation lab here at Health Sciences North?
Welcome to the Simulation Lab. The Simulation Lab is a state-of-the-art training and research facility located in the LaBelle Innovation and Learning Center at Health Sciences North. We provide hands-on education for healthcare providers and students using realistic mannequins, like our birthing mannequin here, and task trainers like Practice IV Arms, and simulated clinical environments. Our team supports education, research, and outreach, giving learners the chance to practice critical skills like CPR or surgeries in a safe setting before providing care for real patients.
Amazing. So how does the Sim Lab help achieve healthcare excellence here in Northeastern Ontario?
Great question. The HSN Simulation Lab is a regional resource that makes healthcare safer and better across Northeastern Ontario. By recreating real-life clinical situations like an allergic reaction or large blood loss, we help teams practice high-stakes scenarios that allow them to improve communication and refine their technical skills without risk to patients. We also support research and innovation, developing new tools and approaches for training. Through in-person sessions, virtual learning, and equipment sharing across the hospital and the North, the Simulation Lab enhances healthcare education across our region.
Wow, that's incredible. So tell us about what supporting HSNF means for the Sim Lab and the professionals that use it.
Support from the Health Sciences North Foundation is essential to the Simulation Lab. Donations allow us to purchase new equipment like our pediatric mannequins, create advanced training programs, and reach more learners across Northeastern Ontario. For the professionals who train here, this means access to all the relevant and latest tools in education. And for the patients, this leads to safer, higher quality care.
Wow, that's incredible what you guys do here. So don't forget, if you guys want more information, you can head to hsn5050.ca.
Thanks, Caitlin. A husband is calling for justice, accusing an Ontario hospital of gross negligence after his wife died from sepsis after giving birth to their third child. A bacterial infection post-delivery developed into a medical emergency. CTV's Adrian Gobriel has that story.
On June 19th, 40-year-old Ravinder Sidhu arrived here at Mississauga, Ontario's Credit Valley Hospital for the successful delivery of a healthy baby boy. Though just 4 days later, the mother of 3 was sadly dead. The initial cause of death, a Group A strep infection. Roughly 6 hours after the delivery of her newborn baby, Sidhu said she felt like she had hypothermia. Freezing cold, she was at times struggling to speak. Her temperature spiked, as did her white blood cell count and heart rate, and she was withering in pain. For 2 days, her condition deteriorated. Pleading for painkillers, her family said she was only given Advil and Tylenol. It wasn't until an infection appeared visible on her leg that she was taken to the ICU and administered an antibiotic. By then, her husband says it was too late.
By that point, she was already being eaten alive by the bacteria, and she was already suffering the worst pain. We begged for help, which never arrived. Now I learned that sepsis is a race against time, but doctors never started the clock. Had they listened to us, my wife would be still alive and she would be with her family. I really hope that no other family has to go through this.
Sidhu's family have filed a complaint with Ontario's Patients Ombudsman and with the hospital. In 2023, there were 4,600 cases of invasive Group A strep uncovered in Canada, a 40% increase from 2019.
When you see, those red flags, you have to intervene, right? And a lot of professionals are actually trained in the critical care and the ICU units, to deal with this, with these types of symptoms.
We asked the hospital if they're launching an official review into the specific standard of care given to Ravinder Sidhu. In an email, Credit Valley would only say that a review is part of their standard practice led by clinical experts. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Mississauga, Ontario.
Some medical students from the University of Alberta are heading to the community of Grand Prairie to complete their education. CTV's Merrick Takash tells us the new program is aimed at increasing the number of doctors in rural Alberta.
Megan Hopkins is getting fitted for a new white jacket. She's a first-year medical student at the University of Alberta.
When the opportunity came up to do medical school in my home community, it was an opportunity I was very excited for.
192 students are starting medical school at the U of A this year. 30 of them are enrolled in the Northern Alberta Medical Program. Students will finish their education at Northwestern Polytechnic in Grand Prairie, Hopkins' hometown.
You kind of get to be a jack of all trades. I found when I was doing some things in the city, I personally really loved being able to go back to rural and get to do a little bit of everything.
The U of A created the program to address shortages in the medical field, particularly in rural Alberta.
The benefit of this program is not only graduating a larger number of students total, but it connects those students to different places where they'll be providing more broad care across the entire lifespan of patients and their families.
This is the first time the university is sending first-year medical students away to complete their studies.
The farther away you get from a central place like Edmonton, the greater the breadth of learning, the greater the breadth of care provision that the doctors and nurses need to provide to those patients.
Hopkins and her classmates will begin their studies in Grand Prairie next week.
My biggest hope for the program is to be able to show others why the North is so great and why rural is awesome.
Northwestern Polytechnic will host the students while the U of A will be responsible for program delivery and academic accreditation. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
The countdown is on in the small town of St. Lawrence, Newfoundland and Labrador, where a Canadian aerospace company is hoping to make history and launch its first rocket test flight. CTV's Garrett Berry tells us why.
The Tiger rocket is upright and ready. Northspace CEO Rahul Goel says his team is eager to launch just as soon as these winds die down. It's a reality of life here in the North Atlantic. Nevertheless, Northspace has picked this town, population 1,200, to host its Atlantic Spaceport complex.
Someone told me today that this project was going to put St. Lawrence on the map. I said, we're not worried about the map, we're going into space.
The company says it'll spend $10 million in the first phase of development for this location. It gives it access to the most orbit options. Think of those like highway lanes for spacecraft. And here, on the edge of the Atlantic, it's easy to launch east over the water and use the Earth's rotation to build up your speed. Wednesday's event, weather permitting, is set to be a suborbital launch, a demonstration really, but the company says it's an important step towards building an all-in-Canada space industry.
We have another big mission coming up that we haven't announced yet, but it's going to be our biggest one yet, and it's going to be quite deep into space, so it's going to be exciting.
Northspace hopes to be the first company to offer an all-in-Canada solution for launching commercial satellites into space. It has some competition. Reaction Dynamics has raised millions from the Quebec government and private investors for its entry into this Canadian space race.
You can't look away from this sort of socio-political context of what's happening in the world, the big shift in foreign policy that's happened in the United States. And so there's an appetite now to invest in Canadian companies.
When Taiga does go up, it won't be up for long, less than a minute. But Northspace hopes it'll soar up to 30,000 feet in that time and turn a lot of heads. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
When you think chocolate, you think Saskatchewan, right? Still ahead on CTV News at 6. A couple from rural Saskatchewan is celebrating after being recognized at the International Chocolate Awards.
Clothing provided by Laura, Melanie Lynn.
For more than a decade, the International Chocolate Awards have been crowning the best chocolate makers from around the world. And this year, a couple of confectioners from rural Saskatchewan have brought home an armful of medals. CTV's Mick Favel has their sweet story.
A married couple from the village of Timmins are celebrating some sweet success for their homemade chocolate at a prestigious international competition. Dionysia Chocolate, named after Laura Sandoval's grandmother, scored 2 bronze-level wins at the 2025 International Chocolate Awards. Their unique bean-to-bar blends are made with great care and attention, applying their signature taste during roasting.
There's a lot of trial and error with the roasting process before we get to actually making a chocolate that we like or that we will sell, because we have to test different roasts, how they affect the flavor, and then also see how that turns out.
The chocolate makers are also parents of 2 young children. When the day is complete and their kids are asleep is when their pantry turns into a makeshift chocolate factory.
I'm busy with the kids at the day, and in the night is the process. At the night is the magic coming and the smelling cacao coming. We are happy doing this because we like to do that.
Sandoval moved from Colombia over 5 years ago. Chocolate making is a part of her family's history. She says the process makes her feel close to her roots and culture.
And my business is not big. I'm happy to do that because it's something healthy. It's something, it's tradition, it's flavor, it's smiling, it's love.
Going forward, Dionysia Chocolates plan to continue their current process, eventually offering lines of chocolate which celebrate Colombian culture. They also hope to one day have access to a registered kitchen to offer their unique blends on a wider scale.
And that's one of the things we like about the way we do chocolate is we're not just creating a uniform product. Every time you have one of our bars, you're getting something very unique.
Savoring the past while looking to the future, bringing the taste of Colombia to the prairies and beyond. Mick Fable, CTV News, Timmins.
There will soon be a new option for northern students wanting to become veterinarians. Lakehead University in Thunder Bay hosted a special ceremony back in June about the opening of a new veterinary program. Today, the university announced construction will begin this week on the new building that will house the collaborative Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program. The program is in collaboration with the University of Guelph and is aimed at growing and retaining more vets here in the north. While the school won't be fully operational in Thunder Bay until 2027, the first group of students will start their studies at Guelph University this fall. OHL training camps kick off this week. The Sudbury Wolves will be hosting their annual blue and white game this Friday at 1 p.m. Greyhound fans can hit up the red and white game Friday night at 7. The battalion are running scrimmages but don't have an official green and white game, but the troops are hosting a special event for their season ticket holders Thursday at 12:30 p.m. The PWHL's Walter Cup arrived in Nova Scotia for the first time thanks to hometown hero May Batherson. CTV's Brianne Foley has more.
Finally fortunate that Nova Scotia was on Minnesota this year, so we finally have the Walter Cup here, and it's, I think, more exciting than Stanley Cup for me.
For the first time ever, the Walter Cup made an appearance on the East Coast, brought home by Nova Scotia's own May Batherson.
Since the first game, I kind of just jumped right in and tried to play my game and do what I could to help the team, and we ended up winning, so can't ask for much more in my first year.
Seeing both the Cup and Batherson is inspiring the next generation of players.
We're all from Cape Breton, and it's just amazing that a Nova Scotian has finally won this year.
It's very exciting, and she's a role model for girls like me.
I'm gonna know a lot more information about hockey here. Like, people who don't play the sport are definitely gonna maybe be curious and come down and see and meet the people.
You want to get me to sign it? Yeah, would you want to sign it?
Batherson knows that seeing your heroes up close helps young players dream even bigger.
You know, I try and do lots of local camps so they can see us on the ice and try to help them and just show them how fun hockey is, and they have something to dream towards now.
Be like confident when you're playing hockey.
I remember when May was saying about Turnbull, she looked up to her as a kid and all that, and then she's the one with the cup.
Oh my God, it's so heavy.
With so much talent here in Atlantic Canada, she knows her own dreams can keep growing.
I mean, I know the community and the city of Halifax would really support a team if we did have one, so hopefully that's in the near future, and I know I would want to play on that team.
But for now, the Walter Cup itself got a taste of the East Coast.
We had some mussels and lobster out of it, so it's not really much more than seafood out of a Walter Cup that I could do to show East Coast.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Entertainment brought to you by the Cinefest Red Carpet Patron Program.
Taylor Swift just said yes to her love story with football tight end Travis Kelce. The couple shared these snapshots on social media announcing their engagement with joint posts captioned, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." The pair's real-life rom-com began when Kelsey tried to give Swift a friendship bracelet during her Eras tour. With appearances at the Super Bowl and Swift's sold-out shows, the couple has been dating for 2 years. There's no word yet on when they'll tie the knot. Rock star Sting is reportedly being sued by his former bandmates over lost royalties.
Every breath you take, every move you make.
Stuart Copeland and Andrew Summers, 2 members of the Police, allege they did not receive royalties or co-writing credits for the band's hit song, Every Breath You Take. According to the Daily Mail, Sting earns £550,000 annually in royalties for the 5th best-selling song of the 80s. The American Film Institute is getting a new artistic director, and Jennifer Lopez is being honored for her career. David Daniel has the details in tonight's Hollywood Report.
It's time.
The sing-along version of the smash hit K-pop Demon Hunters is now streaming. Plenty of people didn't wait for it to reach Netflix. A theatrical version reportedly sold out more than 1,000 screens on Saturday and Sunday, making it the #1 movie at the weekend box office. Guillermo del Toro has a new gig. The American Film Institute has named the Oscar-winning filmmaker guest artistic director for its AFI Fest, October 22nd through the 26th in Hollywood. The festival's opening night film, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, starring Jeremy Allen White as the boss.
There's no doubt about it.
Jennifer Lopez also has an upcoming honor. The performer is set to receive the Virtuoso Award at the SCAD Savannah Film Festival, November 1st at the Savannah College of Art and Design. She'll be lauded for her career, including her upcoming role in Kiss of the Spider Woman, opening in theaters October 10th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Some furniture sold at the Brick is being recalled due to high levels of lead. The recall affects Lars branded furniture, including the Lars counter table, chair, wood top, metal base, and tabletop glass insert. Health Canada says the black coating on the products contained an excessive amount of lead. More than 17,000 affected products were sold across the country between June of 2023 and July of this year. No illnesses have been reported, but people who bought the furniture are advised to stop using it immediately. Canada needs 3.2 million new homes in the next decade to close the housing gap, and a new federal report says the country isn't on track. The Parliamentary Budget Officer expects construction to rise over the next 3 years, then drop back to historical levels. On average, about 227,000 homes are expected to be built each year. The report also says housing demand could fall after the government cuts immigration levels. A new survey is shedding light on the impact of the trade war is having on Canadian shopping habits. Interact says 78% of those polled reported redirecting at least one monthly purchase from a big box or international retailer to a Canadian business since tariffs were first announced. A quarter say they are shifting 3 to 5 purchases a month, while a fifth are redirecting 6 or more. The company says its transaction data shows small and medium businesses consistently outpace larger merchants in year-over-year volume growth between April and July. Canada Post says it lost $407 million in its second quarter. BNN Bloomberg's Lindsay Biscaya has more on that and other business headlines.
Canada Post is reporting its largest quarterly loss, and the corporation says it's mostly due to labor uncertainty. The before-tax loss of $407 million comes after lengthy negotiations this year between the corporation and its union. Now, this compares with a profit before tax of $46 million during the same period last year. And here's a look at how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar finished on a high today at 72.28 cents US. West Texas Intermediate was down more than $1.50 to 63.25. Western Canadian Select climbed 95 cents to 51.72, and the TSX is up almost 170 points at 28,339. And those are your business headlines. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
And here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold up $24.07, closing the day at $33.89.83 US an ounce. Silver up 8 cents to end the day at $38.65. Copper and nickel both ending the day up a penny. And Rick is back now with a check on your Wednesday weather.
Okay, Tony, a bit of a break as far as precipitation and cooler weather. It starts to get a little warmer. Let's take a look at what we can expect for tomorrow. Mainly sunny in Greater Sudbury, Nickel Belt at 20. Timmins, sorry, you got showers at 18. Risk of a thunderstorm and showers in the Sioux at 20 as well. But take a look at this. It's like getting 3 aces in a poker hand. North Bay, Parry Sound, and Temiskaming Shores, all with sunny skies. So again, let's get through the next couple of days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, warming up, sun and clouds, sunshine, and warmer temperatures. Tony, that's what we want. Should be a nice Labor Day weekend. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. And finally, today is National Dog Day, and Manitoulin OPP officers shared these pictures of their furry friends. Policing can be demanding, and for many of the officers, their dogs provide support and help create a bit of work-life balance, whether it's going for a walk, companionship, or playing dress-up like in these pictures. That looks like a bunch of very good dogs. They definitely earned an extra treat for posing for these pictures. And folks, that's CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. Thanks so much for watching. More news comes your way at 11:30 with Ian Campbell. Good night.